people would start yelling or they'd scream or they'd pull the phones out. And I'm like, what? Me? Like, you know this song?
So let me spell it out. ABCDEFU, forget you and your mom and your sister and your job and your broke down car and the things you call.
This artist has quickly made her way into all of our playlists with 160 million global streams and the number one most Shazam song in the US, a number one position on Spotify's Today's Top Hits. This young artist is only getting started and making a name for herself. Her most recent single is the catchy and defiant breakup song ABCDEFU. What's up? I'm Charlene from All Things Considered on Radio Heatwave, the hottest thing on campus. Joining us today, we have the fearlessly honest and undeniably talented 17-year-old singer-songwriter Gayle.
Hi. Oh my God, that was
Hi.
such an amazing intro. Wow. Like, way to hype me up. Okay.
Thank you. How are you, Gayle? How are you feeling today?
I'm doing so well. Thank you for asking. I'm good. I'm just in New York right
Oh,
now.
how's New York?
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's Christmas time, or it's like the holiday
Oh,
season. And so there's lots of lights, and they have a big tree that they always light up. And my
sounds
hotel
pretty.
is actually in Times Square. And so because of that, like they have M&M World here. So it's like everything you can think M&M. And then they also have a Hershey's store across the street where they do everything you can think Hershey's, and life is great.
Life sounds amazing right now.
Yeah.
In the past, you actually said that the best birthday present to you was getting signed to Atlantic Records. But what would you consider the best Christmas present to receive this year?
Oh, this year, honestly, I would just say like ABCDEFU doing well on TikTok. That was an amazing, or I would even say Jojo Siwa doing her own version of my song. That was
Wow.
pretty great.
Mhm.
My favorite thing to watch when I was a kid was Dance Moms, which she was on, and it was just so exciting. I was like, that's really cool.
It's like seeing your childhood, someone they saw on TV and your childhood doing something that you made, like
Mhm.
recreating it in their style. That sounds amazing.
If I was in the mood to be cynical, though, fun fact, my parents actually got divorced on Christmas. So when people ask, sometimes I like to say my parents divorced, but that's just me.
And then they don't know how to react. They just
And
like
they
look
don't
at
know how
you
to
like,
react. And it's so, I think it's, well, they're like, what's your favorite Christmas present you've ever got? I'm like, my parents divorced.
and they just stare at
That's because
you.
I have a very dark sense of humor.
Speaking of ABCDEFU doing well on TikTok, how did you find out that you had gone viral? Was it like you woke up in the middle of the night and you checked your phone and the notifications were just going? Or what happened?
Yeah, actually, it's crazy. Like TikTok doesn't alert you when people make audio, like videos to your audio. So like it was one of those things where ABC was kind of had been out for a couple months, and I was looking at the video and like how many videos are made under the audio, and I realized that it jumped like 1,000 in a day, which is very odd because at this point, before it even started doing well, it was out for like 2.5 months, and so it had like went to like 100 to 1,000, and I was like, what is that? Like that's interesting. I saw people in their like caption for a video, it started being like, this trend is so funny, or like this trend is so cool. And I'm like, wait, trend? Like, what do you mean there's a trend? Wait, what's going on? And then I actually, my phone broke for a couple days. So there's like 4 days where my phone was just, I could not open it. I also like I had COVID at the time. And so like when my phone broke, I couldn't like leave quarantine. I couldn't like have anybody give me a phone. So I just had to like sit for like 3 or 4 days without a phone, which was fine. But it was crazy because when I went back on, ABC was like huge. Like it just, so many videos had been made, like over like 200 to 300,000 videos were made under the audio. And I was like, oh my God, like what is this? Like what is going on? And then my Instagram, I started getting more followers, and even my TikTok, I gained over like 200,000 followers. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is going on? And I think I've still have yet to like even admit to myself that it's gone viral. Like, people will say, like, even in interviews, they just come up to me and be like, your song's viral. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, 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 no.
I realized that you only featured one artist, Royal and the Serpent, as the only collaboration for this song. So, is there any reason why you decided to work with them and only them?
I think also the reason why I decided not to go with any other artists on ABC is because I had so many versions out before Roy and the Serpent jumped on. Like I had the angry version that came out, I had the chill version, and then I had the demo. So there's already like three. Then I also had the nicer version. So there's like four versions already out. And then adding on another artist. And I feel like doing more may have been a little overkill for the song. I really love Roar on the Serpent because I love her energy. Her music is amazing. And also like she's just a riot, you know, she's just like a wild party, and she's a very talented human being. And I thought it was crazy that she'd even agree to jump on my song, and it was such an honor to be able to release it and like meet up with her and make videos with her. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So technically, she was like someone you idolized.
Oh, for sure, she was great. I remember her song Overwhelmed, and that started going viral on TikTok. I was like, this song's amazing. And then she also released a song, I think it was like a week before she jumped on ABC, and it came out. And it's amazing. It's called I'm Not Sorry. It's absolutely incredible. Like it's one of my favorite songs right now.
After ABCDEFU, where do you see yourself moving in the future? Because I mean, we've heard of you working on your debut project. So what can we expect from Gayle in the future?
You can expect new music next year before project. There might be another single or two to come out. There might be another collaboration for somebody to see soon-ish, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, you're gonna see some love songs, and then there's just songs about the world.
Also, you just finished your tour with Winnetka Bowling League.
Mhm.
And well, what do you enjoy the most about performing live? You know, you just finished it. What do you miss?
I miss the people, honestly. It was really fun to be around a lot of people and play new songs for people and see how they react. What I loved also about tour is like being in a different place every like 12 to 48 hours. It's super chaotic and it can be very exhausting, but it's just like it's great to just play a show, be there till midnight, and then like drive 3 hours to a hotel, wake up in the morning, drive 5 hours, be somewhere else, and then play a show the next day. So many great experiences are able to be made.
We actually love that you made a chill and an angrier version of ABCDEFU. So what inspired you to make two versions of the song? You know, not many artists actually go that far with a song. I think it's really cool.
Thank you. I could have just released the chill version and that could have been ABC. And like as an artist, you have a song that can always go in multiple lanes, and it's like your choice to pick which one people get to hear. And I'm indecisive and I wanted all of them. You know, I think every single one of them brought something different to the table. Because the electric guitars and crowd vocals aren't as loud as they are in the OG, but like the 808s aren't particularly like hit as hard in the verses as they do in the rock version, and there's not as pretty harmonies in the chill version. And you know, even the demo, like that shows where the song started. We just wrote that song on guitar and then it went into all those different versions. And so um I just couldn't pick one, and I just wanted them all out to be in the world.
I see. So you were actually featured in Times Square recently. Wow, that's amazing. Congrats. So what would you say has been the most memorable moment aside from that, you know?
When I first started the tour, ABC wasn't really, it's not that it wasn't doing well. It already became my highest stream song, and I was happy. With 2 weeks of it being out, I was happy with where it was, you know? Right. So I was like, okay, that's great. And I'm gonna eventually write another song and we're just gonna have a build. But I was happy with where ABC was. But even when I would perform it live, nobody would really know it, which is fine. But then I came back on to the second half of the tour, and then people started knowing the song ABC, which is crazy. I would say this song's ABCDEFU or ABCDE Forget You. Um, and people would start yelling, or they'd scream, or they'd pull the phones out, and I'm like, what? Me? Like you know this song? Like what? And people would sing the song back to me, and that was absolutely ridiculous to think about the fact that like anybody could just like know my music. Like that's crazy.
That sounds like such an amazing experience for like an artist, you know? Yeah. So
It's magic.
you actually write your songs in such an honest manner, you know, you really put your all into your lyrics. So what was your journey in being comfortable with all these emotions, all your own emotions, and being able to put it into your music?
I first started writing songs when I was 10, and when you're 10, you don't really know about love. I do believe as like a 10-year-old, you know love because you at least like love somebody in your life, whether it's like your parents or your dog. Like you have felt the strongest amount of love that you can feel at that time. And some type of heartbreak. There's things in your family that might have happened, that you're going to have things at school where people aren't always the nicest to you. Like, you feel some type of heartbreak. But especially when it came to relationships, having no experience in that, I was always guessing how emotions felt. I was thinking, like, this is how a breakup would feel. This is what falling in love would feel like. Then I would also not always write about relationships. I'd write about other things too. And then as time grew on, I started getting my own life experience and being able to pull from that, which is very intimidating at times, like actually putting yourself out there and putting your personal experiences out there for the possibility of nobody relate to it and nobody to care, or even worse, like, it's not even that they don't care, they just hate it. And so it definitely took a minute to get comfortable with myself. It took me 6 years to write ABC, or at least I started the song when I was 16. You first write songs with the thought of nobody hearing it, and then you think about, okay, people might hear this one day. How do I feel about that? But I always just think, say what I want to say. Don't worry about anybody else's opinion. And then once it's done, think about it for a second. I knew that ABC could be offensive to people. Somebody could be offended by the fact that I'm telling somebody to F off and their mom and their sister and their job. And that could be offensive, but I was willing to offend people and put like myself on the line for the thought of people also relating to it. And so I think you have to like be willing for people to not always accept you for the small chance that some people might. And yeah, that's something I'm definitely still getting comfortable with now today, but it's definitely a journey and a process, and I'm on it.
Unfortunately, I think that is all the time we have for this interview. So yeah, with that, we have come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much, Gayle, for being so
Thank
awesome and
you.
receptive. You're amazing. For
You're
our listeners,
amazing.
please look out for Gayle's upcoming music. Support her, please. She's absolutely lovely. This has been
Thank
Charlene
you.
with you on Radio Heatwave, the hottest thing on campus. Thank you so much, Gayle. I hope you enjoyed your time with us.
Thank you that I did.
Thank you.
So let me spell it out.